Hey guys, welcome to another video. As you can see this time, we've got the Tamiya Clod Buster. This is obviously the Super Clod Buster, which is, sort of a re-release incarnation of the original truck. I've had to move my chair back to even get this thing into shot, because it is so massive. It's absolutely huge. So I actually, first off, apologies for another incomplete build, if you like. What's happened to me is that I've started a job. I hadn't started it when I started doing these videos, and these videos were, essentially something to amuse me while I was job hunting. Anyhow, I managed to get a role, but they pay a month in arrears, so essentially I'm in about my fifth or sixth week. I can't remember. I started middle of last month, and still waiting for a payday is the long and short of it all. So I've pretty much had to make do with entertaining myself with what I've got, and this was a lovely birthday present from my wife back in early December. And it still sits unfinished until I've got a little bit of disposable income and caught up on some of the bills and stuff. So you might see a bit of a common theme that I haven't purchased anything new this year, essentially. Bar the odd little bits and pieces. Tried to buy some bits and pieces for my Turbo Ultima, but most of that's turned out to be a bit of a mistake, but that's another video. Speaking of which, I thought I would bring the Ultima down for a little bit of a size comparison. It's kind of, if you've not seen a Clod Buster before, it's very hard to sort of capture on video just how massive it is, compared to your regular RC. So I thought I'd have a go at trying to show you the size difference. If we turn around this way, you really get the idea of the tyre sizes and so on. I mean, this Clod Buster is just huge. In fact, the Ultima wheel nearly fits inside. Nearly gets swallowed up. If you took the tyre off it, it would go inside. So anyway, let me just get rid of the Ultima. Okay, and back to the Clod. So this is not going to be a long video because there's so many great videos on YouTube of the Clod Buster. I particularly like the series that RC Kicks did with his taking a stock Clod Buster and doing various mods right up until, like a complete UK Monsters chassis swap. I think stuff like that is very cool, but this guy is just going to stay original. For some reason, one thing I've always wanted to do is to put some oil-filled CVAs on one of these, and I know it's not going to make much difference at all, because the thing about the Clod is that the suspension travel is just so useless. So it kind of, see about here, it's hitting on the underside there. I don't know if you can see, but you have this part here which I haven't got connected, but it links up to the steering servo. I don't have a steering servo in here, so I've just left it off. But this steering will hit the underside of the chassis about here. So you've got, maybe that much travel. I mean, that's what the rubber is for, is a bump stop. So between the shock body and the bump stop. That's your travel. It's like maybe 10 mil. It's absolutely useless. So, you know, putting CVAs on is not going to solve that in any way. But I don't know, for some reason it's something I always thought my dream Clod would have, the yellow CVAs on it. Yeah, whether it goes with the... Oh, got a barking dog now. Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, I used to make YouTube videos on Mazda rotaries, and then a bit later on BMWs. And a common theme of my videos while I was working downstairs in my garage was my dog upstairs barking all through my videos. So yeah, same story here. But anyway, I managed to quieten her down. So yeah, just saying the yellow CVAs may sort of clash a bit with the blue bits and pieces, but what I've tried to do is try to limit the amount of blue that I've actually got on this Clod Buster. So obviously there's the steering linkages and that, but you'll notice I haven't put on the sort of bumpers because it's just too much blue. And the reason it's too much blue is because I want to paint the body bright pink. Now that probably sounds really crazy and stupid, but yeah, there's a reason I want to do it, and that's because I saw one a long time ago that was painted pink, and I just, as a kid, I thought it was insane. It's kind of, yeah, it's kind of like a bit of an oxymoron in some ways, because I think that's the right word, because it's like a tough truck, but yeah, it's painted in a bright pink, which, you know, back in my day was a girly colour, but, you know, times have changed. So anyway, so yeah, and what I wanted to say, sorry, that you'll see everything's incomplete on the body. You can see right into the chassis and not much is happening in there either. And the reason is because I want to paint the body before, obviously, you know, I go bolting everything onto it. So it is literally just sitting on top of the chassis, waiting for me to paint it. The front bumper's part of the chassis, so that's no big deal. So yeah, I won't bother filming any more of the features of the truck, I guess, because it's all stock Clod. The only thing I've done differently is I got these free wheel nuts, so I put those on, and they came free with a ball bearing kit. So this has got ball bearings all through it as well, which is really dumb because it's a shelf queen, so like really who cares, but it just felt satisfying to put ball bearings in there. I'm running the stock pinions, but I would also like to dump those and put some steel ones on. Again, it's pretty dumb for a shelfer, but it just feels like, you know, must do modifications, and just sort of being true to the, you know, the whole fix up the little Tamiya floors where you can for little money. So yeah, the story I wanted to tell, I think the first time I saw a Clod Buster, very early on in my RC days, a friend told me that there was this car parts store that had a whole bunch of RC like on display, and it was kind of like a bit of a sorry, I'm shaking the camera a bit. It was kind of like a, I don't know, like a conspiracy that no one, people at school sort of half believed it, but you know, no one actually bothered to really go and check it out. It just got brushed off. But anyway, eventually I convinced my parents to take me, and back in those days I sort of had to scour the phone book and try and find the place. And yeah, phone book, for those who don't know, is just, you know, names of people and businesses and phone numbers. So, you know, not like the where you can just look stuff up today. You had to sort of phone them up and ask where they were. If you're lucky, you might find an advert in the what was called the Yellow Pages, which is like a phone book full of ads. Anyway, phoned them up. Well, I think I got my dad to phone them up because I was too shy to phone them up. But anyway, we found out that we had the right place, and yes, they had some RC on display, and yes, they didn't mind if we came in and had a bit of a drool over their RCs, because, you know, it's a running car parts business, not a RC store. So anyway, went down into town, and just over the railway line we found this auto parts place, and they had a row of RC buggies, and they had a Lunchbox, and right on the end next to the Lunchbox they had a Clod Buster. And it was just, as a kid, it just blew me away to see a Clod Buster, and how it just completely dwarfed the Lunchbox. I'm not sure if we had our Lunchbox at the time or if that came later, but I always thought the Lunchbox was pretty big, and then just to see it dwarfed by the Clod Buster really just blew me away. And from then on, I never had the money to afford a Clod Buster, but at the same time, I've never been able to get the Clod Buster out of my mind. And so when I got back into RC, I knew the Clod Buster would be on my have-to-have list of RC. So you might have noticed I don't have much Tamiya at the moment. This is my only one so far. I've tended to focus on the Kyosho, which were like completely out of reach for me as a kid. Saying that, I did have one Kyosho, but generally speaking, they were completely out of reach. I got a second-hand Turbo Ultima, but yeah, like the Optimas, the mids, for example, were megabucks, to buy new and so on. So anyway, what I'm trying to say is there's a few Tamiyas that I'd like to get hold of, but the Clod was certainly at the pointy end of the list. And, just for the nostalgic, most of these vehicles I just buy purely on the nostalgia. It's not like I have to have certain ones to complete my collection. I just pick and choose the ones that mean something to me. And yeah, I've got a couple in my collection that don't mean much, but this one really does. So just show you from above. So the only thing I would nitpick on the Clod Buster is I don't really like the rear overhang. You can kind of see from this angle it just doesn't quite look right, which is a weird thing to say because the whole Clod Buster doesn't look right, but I think you know what I mean. I'm not sure if it's that the back wheel was too far in or the bed's, I don't know, the bed proportion doesn't look too wrong, but I don't know, it's got a weird overhang, and it may just be that the body sits too high, which is also a problem. Well, not a problem, it's a feature, but yeah, it makes it look a bit funky, but yeah, anyhow, this is my one. I'll bring it back once I've painted it and stick it up with all the Super Clod Buster stickers, which will probably cover most of, a big part of the body, so it won't be as standout pink as, say, an original Clod, but I still think it'll look good. I need to clean these tyres too, because they've still got that horrible compound on them or whatever it is from when they're manufactured, so I'll probably take the wheels off and give them a wash at some point. But yeah, as far as building it, very simple to build, not as fiddly as some of the other RC. Very basic, very excessive, tons of screws, tons of bits, a chassis that is just, overkill. And, I would say over plasticized, if that's a concept. Some hop-ups you can get, like body posts, carbon fibre braces, carbon fibre plate for in here. There's a few little cool bits and pieces around. And yeah, obviously this came with a speed control, which I'm not going to bother fitting because it's just a shelf queen. So yeah, thanks very much for watching, guys. Like and subscribe if you want to. Next video, just as a bit of a teaser, I'll probably bring back the Kyosho Optima Mid 60th. Money situation has prevented me buying a original Optima Mid body set for it, and I've got it on some temporary wheels until I acquire the wheels I want. But, you know, it's a really nice car, and I thought I'd bring it back on and give an update. So until then, thanks for watching, and catch you later.